Hey guys, good morning. So in the last video, we discussed about the pivoting, which is part 1, and this is part 2 of the pivoting topic, okay, in SQL. So link is in the description if you haven't watched the part 1. So please do watch the part 1 of this video so that you will understand better and will maintain the continuity of the video also, okay, right? So so as discussed, this was the example of static pivoting, right? So we have implemented the pivoting, that is static pivoting, in the SalesMaster table, right? So on analysis of the data, why static pivoting? A quick recap, because on analysis we found that we have only three columns of month, fixed columns. That is, we have only 3 months here according to the data present here in SalesMaster table, Jan, Feb, and March. Okay, so according to that, we have directly passing here the static column values. I am sorry, not column values, column names here, right? And we have performed the pivoting, right? So let's see dynamically, okay, how we can achieve this. So dynamic pivoting, okay. Simply what you have to do, first you have to declare two variables, okay. One to store the columns, okay, that is this columns, okay, and another to store this query. That's it. So declare column as varchar max, okay, and then and varchar, yeah, another one is at the rate, okay. So as you can see, okay, we have declared two variables, columns and at the rate SQL. This will store the query. This whole query will get stored here, and the columns, okay, the number of columns will get stored in the columns variable, right? So these are the two variables. Now again, then set at the rate columns, okay, at the rate columns equal to, I will explain you each and every step, okay, don't worry. String aggregate function, inside that we are using the quote name function, month, and then followed by, it will get separated through comma, okay, from subquery select distinct month from SalesMaster, okay. Okay, now what's the issue? Correct syntax. Okay. Uh, okay, yeah. This is not set. This is select. I guess. Okay. Select from this. Okay. Perfect. Now and then set at the rate SQL. Now we'll write the whole query. Just what we need to do is we need to just copy this query. Okay. And we have to paste it here. Okay. Starting with n. Okay. And then inside the string. Okay. That's it. Okay, and now wherever we have passed the static column names, just we need to replace that with the columns, which will be coming from, which will, as we are storing it in at the rate columns variable here. Okay, that's it. Copy this and replace here. Okay, okay, as months, let me give alias. I think it's perfect now. Let's run first. Let's see if it's working. Okay. Okay, we haven't executed that. So we have to call this using the execute and then sp underscore ex execute SQL followed by the variable, that is SQL. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's compare this dynamic query with the static query which we have already written, right? Okay, the data is same, right? Okay, so let's now let's understand the let's understand step by step. Okay, first, as discussed, we have to declare two variables, right? So let's follow these steps. Okay, steps to perform the dynamic pivoting is declare two variables, one to store column names dynamically and another to store the full SQL query. Okay, we are done that. So why only two variables? Because according to the requirement, see what we are implementing dynamic pivoting. Dynamic we wants, okay, based on the data at the runtime or while the execution of the query, okay, the decision will be done, right? Here we have declared column variable because we don't know the exact number of columns, okay, which will be going to come, right? So we have declared one column variable, and okay, and what we are doing inside that column, we are storing the number of columns, okay. That is here select distinct month from SalesMaster, okay. And here we are using a string aggregate function because what it will do actually from this query, okay, okay, we from this query we will get the list of months, right? So Feb, Jan, March, okay. So by default the order is ascending order, so February, Jan, March, okay. So from this query we got the number of months, okay, Feb, Jan, March, okay. So what, and then quote name function. So quote name will quote name function, inside that we are passing the month column here. So what the system will do, it will assign each column inside the square bracket and it will get separated through comma, okay. So actually this is in this type of separation is happening here, okay. The columns are separated like this, okay, in each square bracket month, and it gets separated through comma, okay. So for this we are using string aggregate and then quote name for the square bracket, okay, and then comma, right? This we are performing in string aggregate function, right? I hope you guys are getting, let me know in the comment section. And then from, okay, actually we are getting the data from this query, right, this subquery, okay. So this was the role of columns variable, and then now we are assigning or we are storing the query in the SQL variable, right? Here n represents what? Here n means national unicode string, right? You can google it you can google like what is the meaning of this national unicode string, okay, you will get to know, okay. So why we are using this n here, okay, because as you can see here we are using the n varchar max, okay, we are using the n varchar data type, okay, max, we are taking the max value. First of all, understand why we have taken here n varchar instead of varchar, because we don't know, okay, the number of columns, okay, which will get generated at the runtime, right? So that's the only reason, okay. And as we are dealing with here string, right, so we are taking the max value rather than varchar max, we are taking n varchar max, okay, because varchar max means the storage will be allocated for the whole value, okay. It doesn't matter we are storing that much value or not, okay, the memory is allocated for that, okay. But in n varchar we have facility that the length, whatever the length will be, only that length will get stored. Okay. Apart rest of the empty space will be ignored, right? So that's the reason we are using here nvarchar max. Okay. I hope you guys are getting. Okay. You can Google it, the difference between nvarchar and varchar. You will know. Okay. So done. So we have taken the SQL variable to we are storing this query. Okay. What we did, we simply we have just copied this query, right? And we have pasted inside this, right? This and inside this string and and then inside this string and just replaced wherever we have mentioned the direct column names, that is static columns, we have replaced that with the columns variable. That's it. And here we have executed this query, okay, using the execute sp underscore execute SQL. That's it. Okay. So in this way you can achieve the dynamic pivoting. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't commented that. Yeah. So as you can see here, in this way you can achieve dynamic pivoting. Okay, let's do again. Let's run both the queries, static and dynamic one. Okay. First table that represents the static pivoting. Second one is dynamic. Here, as you can see, now you all guys are know why we are getting this dynamic pivoting one result. We are getting the second column as Feb first. Okay. And then we are getting Jan and March because by default the arrangement is ascending order, right? The data are uh, arranged in ascending order, right? So here, let me run this query only. Okay, as you can see here, we are getting Feb first, alphabetical order, ascending order, default sorting is. So that's the reason we are getting the ascending order. In static pivoting, what we are doing, we are mentioning the sequence which we are going to return, right? So I think I have covered each and everything. Okay, so let me know in the comment section if you have any doubts, right? So this was the step, and then we have to generate dynamic columns. So string aggregate code, okay, and then we have to write the dynamic SQL query and store that in @SQL, and then execute dynamically using this. Okay. Now here again one question may arise uh, why we are storing the query in the @SQL variable, because SQL Server does not support directly the execution of dynamic queries. Okay. Okay. We need to assign the variable to store the query, and then we need to call that variable, okay, using this command to run the dynamic query. That's the only way. Directly you can't execute the dynamic queries in SQL Server. So that's the reason we have declared the @SQL variable also. Okay. If SQL Server supports direct execution of query, then there is no need of another variable. We create columns variable and then we can proceed, move on. Okay. So one important question, okay, or important note as per interview, will it lead to performance issue? By using the dynamic pivoting, will it lead to performance issue? Let me know in the comment section what is your answer. Okay. Pause the video and write the answer in the comment box. Okay. So the answer is yes, if dealing with large data sets. So if so ideally in real time scenarios also we have lakhs of crores of millions of trillions of data. Okay. So in that, if we are implementing the dynamic pivoting, okay, then it will 100% it will lead to the performance issue. Okay. Until and unless it is very much required or according to the business requirement, we need to think twice and then we need to we need to implement the dynamic pivoting. Okay. So but yes, it will lead to performance issue because here system is converting the row data to column data, right? So, and there are millions of trillions of records. Okay. So again, it will take time to execute. So yes, the answer is yes. So when to use? Okay. So if according to the business requirements, if you know that columns name will change for sure frequently, it is going to change, then you can use dynamic pivoting. And when there and the and second answer is second reason is if we have very less number of data, okay, so then we can, of course, we can use the dynamic pivoting. So the interviewer might ask these two questions, okay, so this is the best answer you can give, okay. So let me know in the comment section. This was all about the dynamic pivoting. I hope you guys are now familiar with what is pivoting, what is static, and what is dynamic, okay, when to use and when to not, okay. So see you guys in the next video. Till then, thank you, have a nice day.